Welcome back. Hey, we're back in present day. Whoa, went deep on that one. Sorry, Malzarino. Didn't mean to bend your ear for so long. I had no idea that was how it all came about. I read the files, but they don't go into anywhere near that level of detail. I'll bet they paint things in a much rosier light for the prosecution, too. Von Karma was the one in charge, after all. What happened with the case after that? Well, with the ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit of a rough patch. So rough, in fact, that it took a full year before they could even reach a verdict in the trial. A year? This was back before they brought in the whole initial trial thing. You didn't have to finish up in double-quick time like you do nowadays. I see. Did they ever find out how the victim's creations managed to just disappear? Well, they were sorbets or frozen desserts or whatever you want to call them, ice in other words. And if it's made of ice, it can melt, which is exactly what they concluded must have happened. But there's a chance that wasn't how things actually went down. What do you mean? So this place is a gallery these days, but back then it was Samson Targora's place, yeah? Indeed. And the site of the IS-7 incident. Well, word is Frost's ice sculptures are suddenly back on display, 18 years after that fateful day. The very sculptures the victim made? Who knows? Could be they're just modeled on the originals, but I figured it was worth coming down for a little look-see just in case. Seemed like the least I could do for poor old Gregory. Well, alrighty then. Let's go take a look at these icy marbles, shall we, kiddo? I believe they're on display in the Winter Wing, as it's very snazzily known. So, Winter Wing, Winter Wing... Huh? I don't believe it, it's locked. The gallery is open for biz, but the Winter Wonder Wing's off limits? What gives? Fender? Perhaps you should look more closely at the pamphlet we were given. The Winter Wing is over there. It is? Freaky. Could have sworn it was this one. I think it's because it was that one in the past. Anyhow, shall we? Time to dive on in and see what we should have seen 18 years ago. Brr, I see they're still keeping it chilly as all heck in these rooms. I'm about to turn into a popsicle stick. It is the Winter Wing, you know, but you're right, it's like a freezer in here. Sup, girl on the left? It could be a trick of the light, but it feels like the whole room is made of ice. The temperature controls will be somewhere at the back there, if memory serves. Hey, Milester, can you go peep the degree count? I'm thinking a complaint to the management is in order. There is such a thing as too cold, yeah? Alright, if you insist. Take your time, mosey around and take in the sights while you're at it. I've got a camera I need to prep for action. Feel like your pop might appreciate a picture of all this. I'll put it on his grave so you can have a gander. Of course. The boy wearing a backpack, what's he doing at an art gallery on his own? Sigh, she wanted to run a gallery so bad she just quit the industry. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Does this boy know the owner of the gallery, perhaps? There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with it being hollow on the inside. There's a constellation engraved into the surface, along with some explanatory text. The Pleiades, known to some as Subaru, they form part of a larger constellation in Taurus. Why cram so many stars into one tiny part of a single constellation? I guess people in ancient times weren't hugely careful about such things. There are two large ice statues on display here. Yes, these are remakes of Frost's work from 18 years back. Really eye-catching stuff. Ice sculpture is a heck of an art form, huh? It is. These are the works my father never got to see. To think that I get to see them instead, so many years later. Sorry to butt in while you're deep in a thinkhole, Milester. Would you mind looking this way a sec? He's taking a picture. Beautiful, yeah, just like that. Fender, really? Say cheese. Please don't do that again. I don't like having my picture taken. My bad, big guy, my bad. Had to check if this whole thing was still working is all. Now that you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient. Yep, vintage model. You ever hear of an instant camera? It develops the picture right after you take the shot. Still twists my noggin trying to think about how it works. I know what an instant camera is, although I've never used one. Should've known Mr. Know-It-All would know it all. You really are your father's son. Alright, step aside. I need to get some good shots of the room here. For all his joking, he looks very serious about the pictures he's taking. He must have his own theories about the IS-7 incident. Woo, I should have been a paparazzi. These are gold. And they develop right away, wanna see? Well, since you've already shoved one in my face... Alright, Brainiac, question. What do these two sculptures represent? They appear to represent Taurus and Gemini, two constellations best observed during wintertime. Bingo, he shoots, he scores. You're a regular encyclopedia, Mouser. Guess that's why this is the winter wing, right? Because they have the winter star stuff on display here. Anyway, seeing as I'm the nicest old rogue on the block, that one's yours for the keep. Thanks. Winter wing photo, but how do they know what the ones 18 years ago look like? The guy who made them is dead. And then when we went in to investigate, it was melted. Unless they weren't melted beforehand. So the victim made these same Zodiac statues out of flavored ice for the contest 18 years ago? Sure did. Lovingly crafted life-size desserts. I only ever saw the old ones in photos, though. These are the... Okay, I said those photos. These are the spit of the original. So this is what you wanted to show me? Yep, think Gregory would have wanted you to see him too. And I may not have had it in me to come here on my own. Sorry to drag you along. Not at all. I'm happy to be able to see where my father's final case unfolded. Good to hear you say so, Paleo. Let's say we grab another quick snap to commemorate this heartwarming occasion. Absolutely not. The statue of a rather ferocious-looking bull, not a gaze one would want to be fixed with, but then I was always taught to return a stare with a stare. Although in this case, discretion might be the better part of valor. So how about this? I scream out, "Oh no, this must be the work of that villain Damask." Yeah, and then I go, "That's me, the legendary Mask Damask." Yeah, and then, no, say that and you'll be in cuffs before you can blink, Ronnie. You gotta take this more seriously, otherwise how are we gonna get this to market to sell? What exactly are these two plotting? Why are the pretty girls thieves? There's an enormous block of ice on display here. There's some explanatory text engraved in it. Castor and Pollux. Every year in December, countless shooting stars can be seen emanating from this constellation. So then Damask needs to... Yeah, and then I wish these two would stop talking so loudly. It's difficult to concentrate. Never mind, I'll go take a look at some other exhibit. This lamp appears to be made of rock salt. It's illuminating the diagram of the zodiac just above it. Yes, both Gemini and Taurus are not only zodiac signs, but constellations that are visible during winter. Winter constellations on display of the Winter Wing, and, uniquely, these statues are made of flavored ice. According to the pamphlet we received, the ones in the other room are made of crystal glass. Ice might be rather fitting for the Summer Wing too. Who doesn't like a nice snow cone on a sunny day? But then it would probably be too similar to this room, I suppose. Huh? Fender, I can't seem to find the temperature controls you mentioned. Oh yeah, it's a little tricky if you don't know where it's at. Here, I'll have it open for you in a jiffy. Huh? Dang thing's locked. Makes sense, I guess. Wouldn't want the visitors cranking up the thermostat, melting the art. Of According to the pamphlet, the winter wing is kept at a constant 27 degrees. Wowie, that's colder than a snowman's cold bits. I'm gonna freeze to death in here. Guess there's only one thing for it. Somebody's getting a snuggle. Hey, what's with that icy stare? You want me to freeze to death? No. Alright, I got the shots I wanted. Shall we scoot on to another wing and see what's cooking? Might as well do the full tour while we're here. I suppose so. Of course there's a crime. You came from the fountain room. Come on, let's go see what's up. There's someone on the ground, and is that... Oh my god. Not you. Ah, I gotta do the voice again. Actually, never mind that. What on earth is going on?
Edgy! You should have seen it. It was awful.
Just calm down and tell me why there is an unconscious man on the floor.
I didn't do anything. He just fell down in front of me.
Wait, I know this guy. Why are you... So I get why why green is here. Why is pink here? Is everything alright? Don't you know it's rude to make a racket in an art gallery, you naughty boys? Wait, the smell. He's still breathing, but I know these symptoms. It's not safe, Miles. We need to get everybody out of here. Everyone, with me! There isn't a moment to lose. There's poison gas coming out of that room. Larry, what did you do? How's the victim doing, Fender? Not good. He inhaled a lot of gas. He's still out, and it sounds like it's pretty serious. But the paramedics said there were no sign of external injury, and that he was conscious before it happened. Anyway, he's alive, just barely. He's lucky we found him when we did. But like I said, he's not out of the woods yet. They put him in the medical room with a specialist. I see. I couldn't help noticing that it seemed like you knew him, Fender. Sure do. That was Carmelo Gusto. He was here back when the whole IS-7 thing went down. The confectioner. So he was here 18 years ago, too. Anyhoozles, this guy here seems like he's in rude health. Old pal of yours, Miles Arena? Yes, something like that. I'm glad you're okay, Larry.
Something like that? Are you serious, Edgy? You've known me since elementary school. Crush a guy's feelings, why don't you? Anyway, you know you're supposed to call me Lawrence Doxnim when I'm dressed like this. So no more Larry, okay? Got that?
This is Larry Butts. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's one of my only friends from back when we were little kids. Ever since he developed a passion for art, he's been trying to make it big as Lawrence Doxnim. But new name or not, he's still the same old Larry. Whoa, grade school buddies. I need to go tell Gregory about this. He'll be over the moon to hear you have a pal. He was always worried you'd never click with anyone.
Hear that, Edgy? You're lucky to have a friend like me.
I never knew I was the cause of such worries for my father. Never mind that now, Larry. What are you doing here?
Lawrence, Edgy. How many times do I have to tell you it's Lawrence?
What are you doing here?
Eek! What's with the demon eyes? Alright, I'll talk. Just stop looking at me like that.
Good. Now talk.
You want to know why I'm here? Why the heck do you think? For my art, of course. Oh, and I'm coming on a date here with Lulu soon, so I thought I'd better scope out the place.
So, not actually for your art at all. Maurice, my man, an artist and a romantic. You'll have to introduce me to this lady friend of yours.
Oh, sure. It's nice to have somebody take an interest for once.
Spare me. Oh, by the way, Lauricio, did you notice anything when you found the victim?
Nothing in particular.
Didn't you say you'd seen something awful?
Oh, that. The old guy, he just appeared and then splat. He was on the floor, scared the life out of me. But for once, I had nothing to do with any of it.
Don't look so proud. That's the least we should be able to hope for. Honored guests, I can only apologize for the trouble you've experienced. I'm Judy Bound, the gallery manager. Another person from the IS-7, isn't it? Good to see you, Judes. Mr. Fender, it's always a pleasure. She was at the reception desk when we arrived, so she's the one in charge here. I can't believe you had to go through something so awful, and on our first day in business. Hey, quit that. It's not your fault. Oh wait, I guess I better introduce you guys. Judy, meet Miles Edgeworth, son of the late great Gregory. Really? You're Mr. Edgeworth's son? Well... Isn't this fabulous? That great man's son, here with us. 18 long years have passed, but now look, he's here at last. It's very lovely to meet you, Mr. Fine Attorney number 2. Judy, that was the bomb. I see you're in good voice as ever. Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor, it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, you're a prosecutor? I'm so sorry, forgive me for jumping to conclusions. She's very polite, but there's something strange about her.
Hey, Judy, can I, get an autograph? You can write it in here.
Well, if you're sure you'd ever want such a thing. Why do you want it, Larry?
Rude! You know who she is, right?
Come on, Milester, you don't keep up with showbiz news or nothing? Guess that's no big surprise. What's going on? Why are they all looking at me like that? Judy here's a living legend. It's not just TV. Movies, musicals, chart-topping hits, you name it. Hee. Oh, don't be silly. I'm just a humble art gallery owner now. I finally quit the biz for good. I finished shooting my last movie just the other day, in fact. Some of my co-stars were kind enough to say that they could come to visit once we opened. Anyway, here you are. And good luck with your artistic endeavors.
Thanks so much, Judy. I'll treasure it till my dying day.
You and me are peas in a pod, Lars. Peas in a gosh dang pod. How lovely for you both. Larry, could you go practice your drawing somewhere or something? You did come all this way to an art gallery, after all. It would be a shame to waste such an opportunity. A real artist drawing our exhibits? What an honor.
Yes, you can even have a bright idea once in a while, Edgy. Alright, Judy. Seeing as you were so nice about it, I guess I will. Be right back.
He's a real live wire, that one. That's one way of putting it. I can only apologize. By the way, there was another woman with you before. Where is she now? You mean Delicia Scone? She's in the medical room helping to care for Mr. Gusto. I call it the... Oh, that's right, she was like a pharmacist. I call it the medical room, but it's nothing quite so grand, of course. I couldn't stay with them as I'm the only one on staff, and I can't leave the gallery unattended for long. Delicia Scone. We've heard that name before, haven't we, Fender? Sure have. Sounds like our IS-7 bingo card is complete. Something tells me this isn't a coinkydink. Perhaps I could offer you gentlemen a cup of tea? A drop of the old Judy Bound special blend? Why not? For old time's sake. That would be lovely, thank you. Clink, clink, clatter, clatter. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I'd better go and explain things to the other visitors. You go do your thing, Judes. Thanks again. This aroma. Ceylon, I believe. Let's give it a try. This is a fine blend. A top-quality Ceylon indeed. Its citrus aroma is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, right? Your old man said those exact words 18 years ago. Really takes me back. There's just one difference. Jude's cooled the saucers back then. Not today, though, it seems. Anyway. Don't you think this is all a little odd? Every single person from an 18-year-old case all assembled in the same place at the same time? Yes, it almost feels as if an investigation is in order. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you're alright. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, we heard you got caught up in a poison gas attack, so we came as fast as we could. Well, if it isn't the cavalry, come on team, bring it in. No way. Besides, you're both doing just fine. Gummy and I got ourselves all worked up over nothing. Detective Gumshoe, what were you thinking, bringing Kay with you? Sorry, sir. I knew it was dangerous, what with the poison gas and all, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran, but I just couldn't shake her off. Hee hee hee. When it comes to running away, the great thief right here is the world champ. Then run away. Don't chase the poor detective. All set, sir. Just say the word and I'll head in there and start investigating. You guys stay here. That gas could still be dangerous. Alright, we're counting on you, detective. Good luck in there, Dickie boy. No way, Gummy almost looked like a real detective. I'm so proud of him. But he is a real detective. This is Edgeworth speaking. Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the gas is mostly dissipated, sir. Wait. So is this room set up twice? Because he went into the... Because it wasn't the winter room that was attacked. It was the gas was in the locked room. Very good, detective. Now calm down and tell me what you see. Yes, sir. First up, the exhibits. There's a statue of two people on the left side. And one on the right, some kind of two-horned animal. Wait, a statue of two people and a two-horned animal? That sounds familiar. In fact, it sounds identical to the display in the winter wing. Other than that, this place is looking pretty damp. The sprinklers sprayed the place good. Must be what stopped the gas from spreading. The sprinklers? Are there any sign of a fire? No, sir. And the fire alarm hasn't been triggered either. The sprinklers look like the type that detect heat and smoke. When they detect something, they send an alarm, either fire or smoke, to the security room. Guess they read the gas as smoke and triggered the smoke alarm that way. Was anyone in the security room when the alarm went off? This place only has one employee, and that's Judy Bound, the manager. And she was at reception desk across from the security room the whole time since the gallery opened. So she heard the alarm from across the way and turned on the sprinklers. Yep, seemed they can only be switched on manually. And only from there. Wouldn't want the art getting soaked for no good reason, I guess. And if it's manual, you could maybe even check how bad the fire was to try to get some stuff out first. So the security setup is geared around protecting the exhibits. That makes sense in an art gallery, I guess. Brr, and one more thing, it's freezing in here. This isn't the autumn wing, it's the deep midwinter wing. So the autumn wing is cold too? I checked the temperature is 26.5 degrees in here, sir. Why is the autumn wing being kept at the same temperature as the winter wing? That's about all I've got for you now. I'll let you know if I find anything else, sir. Understood. Thank you, Detective Gumshoe. What did Gummy have to say? He said that the autumn wing is actually quite wintry. Huh? I don't get it. I'm wondering what it could mean myself, but it's a bit hard to tell from out here. We should try and get in there as soon as the police are done with their investigation. Amen to that. We need to see what the deal is for ourselves. Is there anybody else who might know something in the meantime? Oh yeah, there is one guy. Miles' best bud. His what? If we have to. And I guess we have to. Wait, that's...
Kay! Didn't expect to see you here. You're looking as fresh-faced as ever.
Yeah, long time no see, Larry, right?
So, here's the deal, Kay. I'm Laurice right now. You see, I'm also a bit of an artist.
Ah, so it's your alias, I like it. Good to see you, Laurice. Loris, however the hell you want me to say it.
I always knew you were a nice, thoughtful kid. Unlike some people.
I have some questions for you, Larry.
What the? How am I a suspect? Just because I found the guy doesn't mean I did the crime.
I never said you did. I just need you to tell us what you saw. You said you saw something awful. How so exactly?
Look, I didn't see anything and I didn't do anything, okay? I don't think I did anyway.
Whoa, Chief, you didn't sound too sure of yourself at the end there. There's something you should know about him, Fender. When something smells, it's usually the butts. We've been saying that about Larry for 26 years now. His ability to attract trouble is legendary, for want of a better word. His ability to cause trouble, too. I suppose I'd better find out what he did this time. Was the chess time? Aren't you going to uncover anything that Larry might be hiding? However,
I didn't see anything and I didn't do anything and you can't prove otherwise.
it's almost impossible for him to keep his cool. I'll need to bide my time when he gets agitated and wait for him to calm down. Let's start by asking him to go into detail on what he's doing here. He shouldn't prove too much of a challenge, so let's get this over with. Mind chess. Commence. We will commence that next time. Bye-bye.